Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
Of yesterday afternoon, around when the boat capsized. We have this boat, the area highlighted here by this red signal. Watch what happens as we head through Tuesday afternoon. Watch how these winds pick up. They go from gusting around maybe 17 miles per hour early in the afternoon to, in a very short period of time, gusting around 70 miles per hour, upwards of 70 miles per hour in some places in this area in the Gulf south of Grand Isle. So you can see where conditions really deteriorated very quickly. There's an oil rig just less than 70 miles due south of Grand Isle, so not far from where we saw this, and it reported 45-foot waves. And you can see yesterday afternoon the wave heights here definitely well into that around 40-foot range. That is about a 3-story building. So when you're thinking of that and this boat, there's no wonder that they were in such rough seas and had those issues. And of course, as we mentioned, that search is still ongoing. Drought touches each and every single state on the Great Plains and in the West. Against that ominous backdrop, California is taking emergency steps to head off wildfires before they can start. The cost more than $500 million. As our Jordan Steele reports, the money will pay to cut dead trees, clear fuels around rural homes, and retrofit houses to make them more fire resistant.
Hey there, happy Friday to everyone. Welcome to Weather Center Live. I'm Paul Goodlow.
And I'm Felicia Combs. We're now into day 4 since a lift boat capsized off the coast of Louisiana in rough weather conditions. And those weather conditions continue to be bad. Today, all of our thoughts are with them. We understand what a terrible situation this is. And of course, the thing is that it would have been much easier to get out and do these search and rescue missions if we had just had better weather. But the weather has not cooperated at all. So the weather causing this situation and then continuing to exacerbate the problems that they're having. Now, the good news, if we look at any, is that we're not looking at really high wave heights at this point. You can see about 3-foot waves around the approximate location of the capsized vessel there. But the problem is we still have showers and storms in the vicinity of where the searchers need to be, and we have a steady stream of those showers and storms. And you cannot be out on the water. You really shouldn't be outside, but specifically, you can't be out in the water performing these search and rescue missions when there's lightning in the vicinity, when you're talking about heavy visibility reducing rain like we've been seeing, and of course the gusty winds as well. It's all just exacerbating the issues that come along with a search and rescue mission there on the Gulf of Mexico. For today, scattered showers and storms are going to remain in the forecast, and tomorrow as well. So we're not getting out of this unsettled pattern anytime soon, and that of course makes the work of the search and rescuers that much more difficult. Well, let's head to the central U.S. now, where we do have some rain hanging around and risk of tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail. So let's break it down for you. The threat for hail, 1 inch in diameter or greater, especially across southern portions of Alabama into southwestern portions of Georgia, down into the Florida Panhandle. So Pensacola, Montgomery, you're included in that. But really anywhere that you saw shaded in purple on that map has that risk. We also have the risk for damaging wind gusts. We could see up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts within some of these storms. It's already breezy across much of the south anyways today, but those wind gusts with those thunderstorms could create some of those damaging winds for places like Albany. Now, we do have kind of an east-west orientation to this boundary that's hanging out, and because of that, you get a lot of the storms to ride along that boundary and do something that we call training, or kind of storms building back one after the other, and that could certainly lead to some flash flooding issues, making this an even more dangerous situation. So please don't ignore the flash flood risk in places like Evergreen and Dothan down into Mobile. So you see it here through tomorrow morning. That risk for flash flooding is all across South Georgia. We're stretching that up even into portions of North Georgia as well, and down into northern Florida, because we are going to have rounds of rain. We've got plenty of moisture associated with these storms, and that is going to allow them to be very efficient rainmakers on many places where we already have very saturated ground. So here's what we're looking at through tonight. This is a lot of rain in a short period of time, guys, where you're talking about 2 to 3, maybe speckles of 3 to 5 inches of rain there across the Florida Panhandle and southwestern Georgia. That's a lot of rain in a very short period of time. That's going to lead to some issues, maybe ponding on the roads. Certainly that flash flood risk is going to be something that we have to keep in mind. And Paul, you know, it's not just the heavy rain all the time. Those showers can add up as well.
Yeah, they can. The good news is.
But there are also other things that can bring damage to homes that can be dangerous for you that we have to focus on today as well. So you saw all of that rain. That's going to be one of the issues, but also hail, an inch in diameter or larger, especially in this dark purple shading around Montgomery and Pensacola. But anywhere shaded in purple across that southeast area has that risk for large hail today. And then we're going to throw in the threat for damaging winds as well. It's already going to be pretty breezy for places like Montgomery, but you throw in some thunderstorm winds that could be 60, 70 miles an hour. And there you're seeing that possibility for power outages. We already have a ton of people with power outages across Alabama this morning. And when you throw in also the saturated ground, which we're seeing, in fact, we've seen quite a bit of rain already in Mobile, some flash flooding going on there around downtown Mobile. So we are having these issues already popping up in the form of power outages, tornado warnings, flash flood issues. And we're not going to stop it there. You'll notice everywhere shaded in green, that is where we have that risk for some flash flooding overnight through tomorrow as well. Macon, Waycross, out into Savannah, Charleston, you're all included in that. Now, this may not seem like a lot, but when you're talking about 2 to 3 inches of rain there across portions of southern Georgia up into South Carolina just through tonight, well, you're talking about a lot of rain in a very short period of time, and that could certainly cause some ponding on the road, some driving issues, and some flash flood issues, Paul. So a lot to keep an eye on weather-wise today. The good news is for a lot of the southeast, tomorrow will be a lot better, so you just got to make it through today.
Yes, sun for
having that risk for some severe storms, and then we're going to see them bubbling up as we head through the afternoon and the evening. So we're going to have a couple different rounds of these storms possible. Overnight tonight, we'll start to see that clearing out. Any of those storms could have some gusty winds and some hail associated with them. So we do have this severe storm just north of Valdosta at this point, crossing over that 75 corridor. Some gusty winds, lots of lightning, heavy rain associated with that as well. So let's talk about what you can expect for Tallahassee and Jacksonville. Later tonight, you're going to start to see those storms building in, and some of those could pack a punch. But we're tracking severe storms here